It's weekly wisdom time. Hello, hello, hello. You are listening to or watching the Manifest on Purpose show. I am the host of that show, Kimbaley. I am here to help you elevate your state of mind or elevate your consciousness. First, I want to say thank you so much for joining today. Thank you for all of those you share this with. And thank you for subscribing here and on the website at Kimbaley, KIMBALEY.com. And I do everything that I do because the God in me loves the God in you. So today we're going to get into our weekly wisdom. As you heard earlier, I'm a little behind in this area. So thank you for being patient. But today I might do a little something extra just to make up for it. But first, let's get into our Astro-Numerology forecast for today, courtesy of Astro-Numerologist LLoyd Strayhorn and the Star 8 mobile numerology app. It is Sunday, October the 6th. The sun is in Libra, the moon is in Scorpio, moving into Sagittarius at 7:34 p.m. this evening. It's a 9 universal month, a 1 universal week, a 6 universal day. Cosmically speaking, today's energy suggests sticking to matters closely related to the home, family, personal relationships, and health related matters is priority number one. Equally important now, as a result, is to strive to be a person of your word in both actions and deeds. That's how the phrase talk is cheap got its name in the first place for those who don't. Please don't add your good name and reputation to this list. Taurus, Libra, and those born on the 6th, 15th, 24th of any day of the month are today's recipients. And you can find that app and get your forecast every day at astar8.com, or you can go to the App Store or Google Play. Once again, this is courtesy of Astro-Numerologist LLoyd Strayhorn and the Star 8 mobile numerology app. You can also check out Linktree /numbers in you for his other products and services, including the free monthly newsletter. So make sure that you check that out. Also, if you want to know what your year will be like next year, because we're going into the year of the nine, if you need to know what to expect during this year, you should get your Astro-Numerology forecast for the year. If you get your forecast for next year, you will get the rest of this year as a courtesy. So go ahead and order that forecast now. And you can also get your personal astronumerology report, and you can get a compatibility report so that you can check out those people that you are close to in your life, or you can get your business report. But if you want to dive deep into who you are and your purpose here in life, make sure you get one of those astro-numerology consultations offered by myself. And you can get all of those things at Kimbaley.com. KIMBALEY.com. Now, for those of you who have never watched or listened to a weekly wisdom, I'm going to tell you what the weekly wisdom is before I get into it. The weekly wisdom is when I read the energy for the week, an energy that we can all focus on, a way to help us grow throughout our week. And I do that intuitively using the oracle cards and also by using the numerology on the cards to help you know what you should be focused on for the week ahead. Today, I might do a little something different, like I said, because I did not do last week's weekly wisdom, but we'll just see what that is. But for now, I'm going to get into this card reading, and this is one of my favorite decks, Trust Your Vibes, and it's by Sonia Chac- Chaquette. I think I'm saying it right, but that's what it looks like, and that's her name at the bottom. So I'm going to pull a card and see what we can expect. So, how was everybody's week last week? I hope everything went well. We had an eclipse last week. I know that energy may have been draining for a lot of people. I know it was certainly draining for me. Oh, today's card is, let me see if I can get it so you can see it. Walk it off. And the number on the card is the number 28. And of course, that is the number 1. So, what this card is telling me is time for you to do something new. And in fact, after this, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the energy for 2025 because this right here is a part of it. And going into the second week of October, which is the preview season, is really what this card is all about. Walk it off. Let me read the book description of this card first, and then I'm going to tell you what I'm getting from it. Walk it off. It says you have slipped into energetic stagnation and your mind is whirring, preventing your vibes from getting through. To interrupt this energy hiccup, suspend your thinking and go for a walk. Higher vibrations flow like the rhythms of nature. So it's important to step out of your mind and into the flow. Walk for 15 to 20 minutes, leaving your struggles at home. The movement will reconnect you to the outdoor world, even in the city, and open all energetically closed circuits as you walk. Get back into your heart where your vibes can be felt. Walking always raises your vibration and settles your mind. What is exactly what you need right now? Don't say you don't have time. The time spent not walking and figuring things out is wasted. As you well know, your guides will walk with you and bring solutions. Open your heart and listen. So, with this card being the number 28 card, this card is talking about new beginnings. So, that means that you've been allowing something to get to you recently or currently throughout your life. And the way I'm reading this is this very much goes into the universal 9 year, and this is saying that whatever you're allowing to get to you is holding you in stagnation. Wow, this rolls right. I'm just going to go into the universal 9 year, and that will help us understand this. The universal year, first of all, in numerology, is a cycle. We all go through cycles, and we have a 1 to 9 cycle because numerology base numbers are the numbers 1 through 9. And in that cycle, I like to think about the continuation of the cycle. For example, when you complete 9, you go back to 1. And when you make it all the way back up to 9, you go back to 1 again. So the 1 is an alpha and the number 9 is the omega. When you think about it, our lives flow in these type of cycles. Think about how long does it take to carry a child? They say a total of 9 months. So that's a cycle. And then once that child goes from 1 to 9, they're in another cycle. Well, each cycle has a number. The number 9 cycle is the omega cycle, the end cycle for some people because, like I said, it's a continuation. But the number 9 cycle is a lot about letting go. And it's interesting that this card will happen to be in the number 9 cycle and is talking about walking things off, because I say that the number 9 cycle is a Mars cycle because the number 9 is ruled by Mars, and Mars expresses physical energy. To release that energy, you have to physically express that energy. You have to do something physical to release that energy. And this is talking about when things that you're going through is not quite going your way, instead of staying there and being confrontational, because the number 9 represents confrontations. It's telling you that sometimes you have to be patient and sometimes you have to walk it off. You have to walk away. Sometimes it's difficult, I understand, to walk away, but not being able to walk away, it blocks your manifestation. So you're going to have to learn how to walk away. And physical exercise is a good way to release this energy. So this week, that's what you need to be thinking about. You need to be thinking about getting yourself a workout regimen that works for you. That doesn't mean that you have to be in the gym lifting all kinds of weights or any of that. It doesn't mean that you have to do like a whole full workout program. Just as this card says, it can be as simple as just walking, taking a walk. I love to walk because when I walk, it's like my mind, just like this card says, your mind feels free. You're able to think things through. Thoughts begin to flow because, as I told you before, when you're in stress mode, then your creativity is shut down. So it is important that you are walking off any stress that you may have. What this card is also getting you to understand is that when you walk away from something, it doesn't mean that something's wrong with you. It doesn't mean that you can't handle the situation. What it really means is that it's time to move forward. Because when you hold on to these things, then these things only hold you back. So that's important for you to know. So now we're going to get into a reading for 2025 to see what the energy is going to be about in 2025. So I told you a little bit about 2025, what things you can expect. You can also watch it on this month's forecast, October's forecast. This month is the preview month because it will show you how things may flow in 2025 because it is a 9 universal month and 2025 will be a 9 universal year. This year is also important for you to avoid confrontations. Number one, it's a time for you to be careful with any sharp instruments, anything related with fire, burns, cuts, bruises, scrapes. I also would like to say, be aware of any blood conditions. I know in one of my number 9 personal years, I had a blood clot during that year. Make sure that you're watching out for blood related illnesses because Mars also rules over blood. Make sure that you're watching your iron this year because Mars also rules iron. Make sure that anything that you don't want to carry into the new year, and I say it like that because it's sort of like how on New Year's Eve, you know how everybody says that whatever you're doing when you're bringing in the new year, then it'll last all year. Well, in this 1 to 9 cycle, whatever you're doing in your 1 year, which is right after your 9 year, you're going to be doing it for the next 9 years. So what you don't let go of in your ninth year, then you probably will see that until the next 9 year cycle. So it's important for you to let go of things that are no longer serving you. And as I said before, that right there makes it possible for you to manifest your dreams. So, yes, the number 9 year is also about fulfilling your wishes and manifesting your dreams. Don't be surprised if you hear something about the gun laws in the country. Don't be alarmed if you hear wars or rumors of wars and stuff, because those are the things that are a big focus in the 9 year. You may hear something about the military system. It's also a year to reach out to humanity. It's a year to come together. It's a year to work for the people. It's an international year. So you may find yourself working with people that are international. You may find yourself even being international. You may take international trips this year. Those are just a few of the things that can happen in the number 9 year. So my suggestion for the number 9 year is to just be patient, be compassionate, and make sure that you are staying out of confrontation. You know, when you feel like you're going to be impulsive, because being impulsive is a number 9 thing, go out there and take a walk, go work out. Those are some things that you need to be doing in the number 9 year. Clear your mind. Instead of being confrontational, dive deep within self and work on self. So now I'm going to do this reading, and this reading is going to come from the Soul Wisdom Gates. No, the Gates to Soul Wisdom. That's what it is. This deck is created by Margie Miller, and it's actually 2 decks. The people that the number 9 year will be significant for more than any other would be people born under the signs of Aries and those born under the signs of Scorpio. What can we expect for the number 9 year? Mm. This is crazy because the deck is really interesting because the deck has numbers on some cards. Oh, the deck has numbers on the cards, but it also includes the zodiac sign that the zodiac signs on the cards too. Okay, so one of the decks is applied details number 9, and it has Sagittarius on the deck. um One of the decks is, I mean, one of the cards is the mind card, the number 3 card. So mentally, you need to start being creative. This is a time for you to jump out of your stagnation by being more creative with what you do. I'm hearing that there are some people that are still holding back because they are afraid of what people may say about them. They're afraid of what people may think about them. They may think that they are not ready for something that they want to do. But this card is telling you, and it's a number 3 card, so it represents Jupiter. So it's saying that the way to your fortune, the way to your optimism is to be creative. All of these thoughts that you got in your head that you're holding back on, these are the things that you need to bring to the forefront at this time. You may think that nobody gets it. You may think that people won't understand it, but just put it out there. Art is art because not many people have done it before, meaning you have two different artists. They're not going to be exactly the same. Think about it. Everybody has a fingerprint that's different from somebody else's. So you have something different from somebody else's, and that lies within your mind. We are here as individuals because we all have our very own individual gifts to offer to the world. And by holding on to your gifts because you're afraid of what someone else may think about them, it's really hurting us, because it could be something that we very well need. And you won't know unless you put it out there. So, this is also telling me that you need to be optimistic about whatever it is that you want to do. Be positive thinking, know that this is something that you can do. And once you develop the confidence behind that thing, that's what's going to make it work. So stop holding on to your gifts and share them with other people and apply detail. This right here is telling me that you do need to go into detail. And this is the nine card. So this is telling me, it's time to get rid of some things and go back and really apply details. Sometimes what you're trying to express to others may come unclear to them if you don't apply details to it. So also make sure you check the details. Make sure you're going through whatever you're putting out there, or make sure that you're going through whatever it is that you're doing to make sure that you have the correct details in there, and go within your mind, sit with yourself, go into meditation to find out if this is the message that you're really meant to share. And the number one card is here, and it talks about creativity as well. And this is the Virgo card. So it's telling you, you really need to express yourself. You really need to find the type of way that you can express yourself that is comfortable for you, because sometimes that's what it is. So it's telling me that a lot of people at this stage are at the point where they seem like they've been working on something and it's not quite the way that they want to. And what these cards are telling me is, but the reason why you're working on something and it's not coming out the way that you want to is because you're afraid to express the way that you should be expressing. That means you need to build your confidence. And to build your confidence, you're going to have to tap within for that. And the last card is the crown. It's talking about the crown chakra here. And this is telling me, this is also an 8 card. So, what this is telling me is that you need to tap into the spiritual side of yourself. Maybe this is a person out there that may be in between what they believe in. Maybe this person wants to know if it's good for them to tap into their spiritual side. That was a thing for me one time, not knowing if I should tap into my spiritual side, or not knowing if I should be more logical and practical with it. But when I thought about it, it made more sense to tap into my spiritual side because that's where our higher selves reside. And that's the most important part of you because this physical part, this part of us that's in this physical reality is temporal. We're here for a certain amount of time and then we go. Everybody knows that. But the spirit remains. So it's natural for us to tap into the spiritual part first. Because, see, this physical us is just the earth suit. It's just the vehicle that we need to survive here on earth. It's the spiritual that matters most. So, if that creativity involves tapping into spirit, you need to tap into spirit. In fact, the creativity is coming from spirit. So don't ever be afraid to tap into your spirituality. And I know that this helps someone for real today. And I'm going to pull out one more Trust Your Vibe card to finish this off. So next year, it's all about being yourself. Be true with yourself. It's hard because we have those people sometime in our life that we don't know why we deal with them. And nothing good ever happens from dealing with them. And sometimes we just hold on to them because they've been a fixture in our life for so long. It could be a friend or anything, but this year is the year to look into those things, those people that are making you feel like you can't tap into your creativity, those people that make you feel like you can't tap into spirit. You need to let those people go this year, and you need to let go of the mindset of thinking that you're wrong for that because a lot of people will walk around feeling guilty about it. But you have to put yourself first because if you don't put yourself first, then who's going to put you first? Nobody is going to ever be able to treat you the way that you should be able to treat yourself. So make sure that you are looking around you, examining your space. If it's something there that does not belong, remove it. If you go into your home and there's something in your home that is not supposed to be there, what do? You remove it. So that's what you have to do next year. You have to go through removing things. And this is um a reminder. When you remove things, do it in a compassionate way. Do it in a way that says, you know, it's no bad vibes, it's no beef. It's just that I'm moving on for myself. And a lot of people ask me how to do that. And I'm the queen of just walking away. You just don't hear from me anymore. Sometimes you have to do that to get your peace. Yeah, so that's get the overall message. And it's flip right over. Learn. And this is another one card. This is like these number one cards is talking about self first. And I think I just talked about this not too long ago. It's time to put yourself first. That's what this is saying. Next year, you got to put yourself first. This is a time right here. The next year is going to be a time for you to, if you're looking for a shift, if you're looking for major changes, next year, 2025, is going to be the year to do that. And as I said, if you want to know month by month what you should be doing each month, make sure that you get that yearly forecast. so that you'll know exactly what you should be doing next year. But next year is going to be the year that should be pivotal for you. You have to understand next year, starting now, go ahead and get in the habit of it now. Start making a list of things that are not serving you. Start making a list of things that has to go, from the things in your closet to the career, everything. Check it out. See what's working and what's not working. Next year is the year to do that. It's not going to be a hard year, but it's going to be the year that you're going to have to be making sure that you're clearing the path. Mm, Now that's deep right in itself. You're clearing the path so that you can align with what you want to manifest with. That's what it is. That's all it is. And this next card, like I said, it's the number one, and it's telling you to learn. You know, um, the great Maya Angelou said, or Angelou said, when a person shows you who they are the first time, believe them. And that's what this card is telling you. Learn, and not just people. Learn about the experiences you have been through in your life. Every experience has been here to teach you something. You have to ask yourself sometimes, instead of saying, why me? You have to ask yourself, what am I here to learn? I used to say that sometimes, like, why me? And luckily, I had a friend that every time I would say, why me? The friend would say, why not you? And so that kind of woke me up and it shook me up. So, what I'm saying here is you need to stop looking in to these situations or these experiences, wondering why you're going through it. No, that's a waste of time. You should be finding out, what was I meant to learn from this experience? Because I don't care what kind of experience it is, good, bad, or indifferent, it has a purpose in your life and is here to teach you something. What is this experience teaching you? What has that experience taught you? So at the end of the day, you know what to do to move forward. So next year, you should put your focus on learning yourself, because it's important. Because in 2026, you're going into that one universal year. And when you go into that one universal year, you're starting all over. So you need to know where to start from. As I said, if you feel like it's a time for a shift in your life, next year is the year to do it. And what you're doing is getting rid of those things, the final fragments of the stuff that's happening, so that what you really want comes into play in that number one year, so that it can last throughout the next cycle. Anyway, I hope somebody got something from this. If you got anything from this from the beginning to the end, please let me know in the comment section. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, this is how you manifest on purpose.